behold, Casey and Morgan have allowed me once again to have my own video because there is such a massive amount of new Marvel, of the all new, all different Marvel now. Even though they took Catwolf before I could get a hold of it. I mean, and that issue is worth it alone.
You didn't even like Catwolf.
I love, but Misty Knight's on the cover. So anyway, so let's get back to all the new number ones. Behold, I mean, this, Russell Dodderman, this is mythic. This is just massive. It's Mighty Thor. It is Mighty Thor number 1. Jason Aaron, Russell Dodderman. It continues the story of Jane Foster, who in her mortal form, she is fighting cancer. But when she touches the hammer, she is now worthy. She becomes the new Thor. She's part of the new, all different Avengers. But this is her solo story. There's chaos, there's war in all the 10 realms. There's all kinds of chaos, and she's got to hold it together with all kind of new enemies. Beautiful book, fascinating story. People have really embraced Jane Foster. It's definitely quite a phenomenon, and Mighty Thor number 1 lives up to the continuation of her story. Also in number 1, Star-Lord number 1. He's not the legendary anymore. If you were a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, then you really want to get this because this is kind of like a year 1 for Peter Quill. In the modern age right now in Guardians of the Galaxy, he has taken over. He's left the Guardians and he's like taken over his father's place in the kingdom. But this kind of goes back to when he's still a young Earthman. He's in the astronaut program and how he gets involved with Yondu and the space pirates. Really cool. Sam Humphries and Javier Garron, who did the Cyclops in Space kind of limited series. They're the new team on Star-Lord number 1. Another new number 1, Seattle's own G. Willow Wilson continues the saga of Ms. Marvel. Kamala Khan, her dreams come true. She's now an Avenger. She's part of the all different Avengers, but she's still got her own troubles back in Jersey. Great fun, new artist. Still has that great spirit and adventure. Kamala Khan, just like Mighty Thor, another awesome phenomenon that people just keep embracing, and the excitement continues as she now is an Avenger. And what are the aspects of that? I am still don't know what to. I love Jessica Drew so much as Spider-Woman. She's been an Avenger. She's a Hydra agent. She was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, now she's pregnant. She is a superhero with baby on board, so to speak. No, this is not me. This is just my gut. But she's got an actual baby on board. And Dennis Hopeless is kind of she's got a new costume, new outlook. And so this kind of story goes a little bit before what goes on, before she becomes pregnant, what's happening now. Her connections with the Avengers, lots of other kind of, if you like lots of kind of DC level villains and heroes are kind of part of this too. A lot of fun, great art, and it's definitely something new and different. A pregnant superhero, how about that? Black Knight is one of those Avengers. Some people love him, some people don't. He's definitely Dane Whitman. He's gosh, he's kind of tied to like, you know, the Arthurian legends, if you love the sword and sorcery kind of thing. He's also connected to Weird World, which was kind of born again during Secret Wars, and it's kind of a big thing. There's even a World War book. The XMen are going to be going to World War later on, so these are the adventures of Dane Whitman, the former Avenger, known as the Black Knight. Lots of cool, fun, mystic sword and sorcery with the Ebony Blade, and a new mission for him. There's a lot of number 2s this week. Extraordinary X-Men, Jeff Lemire and Beto Ramos, they are the new team on the new flagship X-Men book. Cyclops is MIA, although you kind of find out what happened to him in this issue. The Terrigenesis that's creating the new Inhumans is killing mutants, so Storm is kind of rallying a really cool team to try to rescue all the mutants to save them from Terrigenesis to this place called X-Haven. When we find out what the heck and where the heck X-Haven is, I had my theories on comicsblend.com. I was way off. Jeff Lemire, you blew this comic book blogger away with all my theories. A lot of this focuses on Old Man Logan, what happens when they find Old Man Logan. Jean Grey is trying to assimilate to life in college, but definitely she flares up in full power. And there's another big twist towards the end of this, a classic villain. It's already been kind of promoted everywhere. Mr. Sinister, why is he back? What does he want with them? What is he going to do with the X-Men this time? And of course, it's still kind of building up into a possible war with the Inhumans. Uncanny Inhumans number 2. Also this week, Charles Soule was continuing, you know, once again, Terrigenesis created all these new Inhumans, and so Medusa was left to try to like pick up the pieces, form New Outer Land, protect the new mutants, new Inhumans that are out there, And Black Bolt, he kind of like, we still don't really know why he did what he did with the Terrigen bomb, and he made this real deal with the devil, Kang the Conqueror, and so no, Kang's in a war with Black Bolt and some of the Inhumans, and there's definitely a bigger surprise when Black Bolt goes to Medusa for help, and that picks up what's going on there with Charles Soule and the great Steve McNiven on Uncanny Humans in 2. And Deadpool, he's back. I just found out today that coming up in February will be the 25th anniversary, birthday, if you will, maybe of Deadpool. But this is Deadpool number 2. He is now part of the Uncanny Avengers. He's more popular than ever, and so it's almost like a Deadpool franchise. There's always been lots of Deadpools, but this is about Deadpool and his whole Heroes for Hire, and a lot of great fun. Once again, kind of great hijinks that you've always loved with Jerry Dugan, continuing with Deadpool number 2. And Ant-Man, the movie, is in on DVD this week, but there's more adventures of Ant-Man, and as you can see, it is Miss Thing, formerly of the FF and the Matt Fraction, Michael Red Room, which was so awesome. Her and Scott Lang were on that team together, where there's kind of been a reunion. Scott Lang is back in prison. We find out why. Lots of fun. Nick Spencer's just having a blast with lots of cool B and C and D and Z level characters in this, and lots of fun with Scott Lang. And he's reunited with a lost love, which does not go smoothly. And my final book of the week, Vader Down. Come on, say it with me, guys. Vader Down. So this is the first. This is kind of the alpha book, if you will. This kicks off a big. It's the first crossover of all the Marvel Star Wars books. Basically, Vader, he's off in his TIE fighter. He crash lands on an isolated planet. The Rebel Alliance says, we got to get him while we can, so they send everybody in after him, but never underestimate the dark side of the Force, ladies and gentlemen, and aliens and androids out there. Once again, this is Jason Aaron, Kieran Gillen. It's going to kick off with this book. It spins off then into the Darth Vader book and the Star Wars book, and then it'll be a big alpha. So the big first big crossover of all the Marvel Star Wars books. And hey, if you ever have any questions about, there's so many new books, a lot of new number ones, where do I begin? Hey, feel free to tweet us at me, at ComicsBlendWill, or at Zanadu Comics, and then come on in and visit us here, and we'll be your guide in person to all kinds of good comics, because comics should smell good. Have a great week.